Trying to think would be. I'm gonna stand. Yeah, that might be better for me, for a good camera angle. And we are back with Ohio's on Fire. That was Kid Cudi with MGMT and Rat-Tat-Tat with Pursuit of Happiness. That was number 115 on our season-long countdown. So stay tuned for more of that next week. But right now, I got some special guests in the studio. They are from the band William the Accountant. They're a band from Columbus, Ohio. They are here. But we got Andrew, and then we got Andrew, and then we got Zach. And he's the guitarist. But welcome, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
All right, this is awesome. William the Accountant. Of course, they're in town this week. They will be performing at Blind Bob's this Friday, and then they'll be at the Riverscape this Sunday. So that's why they're in town. But I got some questions for them. But now, William the Accountant. That's quite an interesting name. Where did the name William the Accountant come from for your band?
Well, I feel like the singer Kevin would probably be if you wanted a 45-minute answer to that, you could ask him. But it came from a lot of things. It came from an idea. And I kind of sum up the idea in my head as sort of like the realization that all experiences are like equally vital. And that sounds real philosophical, but just that, yeah, I mean, are we like some like cool rock band? Nah, I mean, we're just like an accountant.
Well, we should say that Kevin Luce, the lead singer's dad, is named William, and his job is an accountant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is William the accountant can do just as much with his life as Zach the guitarist.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's interesting. How come you guys don't think you're cool, though? I think if you're in a band, that means you're cool.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's just perception, you know. And we love playing music, and we love doing that. And so I just hope everybody finds out what they love. And if that's being an accountant, that's cool. If that's being in a band, that's cool too. So.
Now, I've heard some of your songs. I think you have a very interesting sound. Who was your influence for the sound that you put out there?
Well, it depends which song.
Okay.
We're putting out our second album right now. And our second album is much more influenced by Latin beats, specifically some Brazilian beats. But each of the 5 members bring totally different tastes to the music. So we have a lot of Talking Heads influence on our old album and a little bit on this album.
Oh yeah.
But Zach here even likes to bring in some metal influence and to his guitar playing, whereas I want my saxophone to just sound like percussion all the time.
Yeah. And like one of the songs is a Seu Jorge cover.
Yeah, Seu Jorge, a Brazilian man who was featured in Life Aquatic with Bill Murray.
Yeah. So.
All right. Yeah, there's some interesting mixes right there. Now, nowadays on television, there's a bunch of music reality shows. I know it began with American Idol years ago, and that was all great. But there's a bunch nowadays. Not only do we still have American Idol, but we have The Voice. We got Rising Star. I think we still have X Factor. I don't know. I think they canceled it. But there's a bunch. Are you guys fans of reality TV programming and what the purpose is?
My wife and I have a guilty pleasure that every summer we watch the reality show Big Brother.
Oh, okay.
We do have an interesting story, is that we had a former member of the band named Josh Weston from Dayton who actually got pretty far in qualifying for American Idol. And he was in the Detroit semifinal or something to get onto the show. And we found out some interesting things, namely that record companies will sign with American Idol to have their people take slots in American Idol.
Okay.
And give the publicity needed for a new upcoming artist to be able to sell a lot of records. And then after American Idol, they go back to their record company.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what to think about that.
I think, and I just, television, it's edited and stuff like that. It's still fun. I think I feel bad when they make fun of people.
Yeah.
So I don't really watch it.
You don't want to be made fun of.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Unless they deserve it. Some of them, they have it coming because they think they're next Madonna and they're jerks to people and then they sound like Donald Duck.
Yeah,
I think some of them
maybe
deserve
I'm too
it.
nice.
You are really nice.
Well, the thing about these music competitions is that you're supposed to become a huge big star afterwards. So, we only count. I know you guys have a nice niche audience in Columbus and Dayton. Are you guys? Is that a goal to become a big superstar that the whole world knows who you are? What do you guys want for yourselves?
I think we would love that we could, make a living doing what we love. I think that's what everybody wants to do.
Of course, a living is a lot less than being a star.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with like the money I'm making being like a teacher.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So power, fame, I'm not really too worried about it. Though if you ask our lead singer Kevin, he wants every single person in this world to hear our music, and I do too. But he's convinced it will happen, and we salute him for that.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to Kevin.
He's a great guy. He's not a jerk.
Yes.
He's not a jerk at all.
Yes. I'll take your word for it because he's not here. But anyway, I got to ask you guys something. Pretend we had a time machine. It was a real time machine. And whether it was a DeLorean or some type of candle, you touch it and boop, there you go. Where would you like to go back in time to, and what would you like to do?
Well, I really liked the movie Braveheart as a kid.
Yeah.
And I have red hair, and I feel sort of Celtic. And I think I'd like to go back to like medieval Scotland. I'm not sure what I'd want to do there, because I'd probably die very quickly. But I'd like to be there.
I think, man, it's so tough. I feel like I'd either like to go like 10,000 years in the past and just see what was going on, or 10,000 years in the future and see what's going on.
Have you ever answered that question, Dan?
Maybe. I think I've been asked what I want to do in the past, but never the future. But anyway, all right. Let me ask you: do you guys have a superstition? I know a lot of bands have some type of superstition. Do you guys have one, personally or as a group?
I had a superstition that I overcame in my musical endeavors. When I did not like being on stage. So when I first was playing with William the Accountant, I'd get bad heartburn right before shows. So I kept a thing of Tums in my saxophone case. And then a few shows later, I stopped getting heartburn, and I haven't needed them since. But I keep them there.
Okay.
I think, I don't know if this is superstition. I hate when the band's like, when we don't write set lists, and like, and it usually goes fine, but like, then they're like, what song we play? I'm like, you can't talk on stage, you have to play music all the time. So.
Yeah, that's just you.
That's just me, man. That's not a superstition, but.
All right. Now, you guys had a Kickstarter recently. Would you like to describe what was it for, and the results? What was that Kickstarter all about?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say we went about getting the Kickstarter going after we had paid for recording and mixing our album.
Okay.
The goal was to be able to travel and play music without demanding some sort of fee from a venue.
Yeah.
So that we could get into venues that were interested in having us, but we couldn't guarantee a turnout in like Washington D.C. But if we could tell them we wouldn't ask for a performance fee.
Yeah.
By raising money through the Kickstarter to cover some of the travel expenses, we wouldn't need that, so we could play bigger venues.
Yeah. Just to really let us get out there, like. So, and we got vinyl.
Yeah, it was first,
we're getting vinyl
first
like in
vinyl.
a couple weeks or something.
A little more expensive.
So we had the album, but the idea of a Kickstarter, like, hey, we have this album, but like, let's raise a little support so we can like take the album somewhere.
Okay.
Just cities to different ways of audio. Obviously, in vinyl, more expensive medium.
Now, when you say you're going to go into big venues, will this be the first time you guys have done so? Going to larger venues? What do you mean by that?
I guess I should say by larger venue, I mean something that would hold over 200 people. We've played shows, many a show in bars for 100, 200 people, but if we've never played in D.C. We have friends there who would come, but we wouldn't be able to bring 200 people.
Yeah.
So if we can tell, this venue in D.C. or we've never played in, say, Toronto, and we've never gone close to Toronto, we could tell them, hey, we're going to cover the expense. You don't have to pay us. We'd like to come and play there and show you what we can do.
Yeah. And just thinking of big places. I typically like smaller places, where you can be a little closer to the crowd. I love our Dayton shows.
Yeah.
Especially Blind Bob's. I love Blind Bob's. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, Blind Bob's is going to be a good example of the kind of venue we play, and then Riverscape on Sunday is going to be kind of our next step.
Yeah.
In terms of venue size.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
we're excited about playing that. So.
Well, I hope that goes great for you guys. But I tell you what, I think it's time to have a music break. But the good news about this music break, it's going to feature the music of William the Accountant. And so that's going to be good. We're going to play some songs there. And this is your chance to call in at 775-5555. If you have a question for William the Accountant. I also am on Facebook right now at Ohio's on Fire. You guys search for Ohio is on Fire and go to that page, and I'll be there. I'll post. Just leave a comment. I'll just say if you have a question for William the Accountant, then do so. But anyway, yes, I'm going to play their music. I got their file here. At least I did have their file. Where's my technical difficulty music? Okay, here it is.
We'll sing it for you.
Well, no, I think I just found it. Well, that'd be cool, but you do have a cool audio here. All right, the songs I'm going to play, Canon. I'll play Canon, and then after that I'll play La Sagrada. So those two songs I will play, and all right, that should be good. So enjoy that while at home. And once again, call me here at 937-775-5555. You're listening to Ohio is on Fire, and this is WWSU 106.9 FM, Dayton's Right Choice.
See, we haven't heard this yet. So
This
is brand new, huh?
This is our first here, yeah.
All right.
I hope it's good. Yeah, we'll see.